this one away. This will be returned from the 6. Offense ready to take over for their second possession. Greg, this AFC East, a division that really has been dominated by the Bills. 5 straight division titles.
One decides that that's going to change. I think you just have to assume that Buffalo remains the king of the East. And I think when you look at the bottom of the division with the Jets and New England, they're clearly in a rebuild. Quarterbacks, new coaching staff, trying to kind of get themselves out of the bottom of the division. Miami seems to me, I don't know if they're ready to compete necessarily with Buffalo directly, but Miami is a playoff caliber roster, a playoff caliber team. They've showed it in years past. So if anybody's ready to compete, I think it's Miami. I just don't know, Mike, if they are ready top to bottom over the length of the season to get enough wins to keep pace with a team as good as Buffalo.
And 2 new coaches at the bottom of the standings last year, the Jets and the Patriots. And Greg, both guys who played for a long time in the league and bring a certain amount of toughness to the top of the organization.
Oh, absolutely, and it was very clear exactly what New York and New England were looking for. They wanted culture setters, right? It wasn't about getting the fancy play caller. It wasn't about the X's and O's. They needed to establish an identity and a culture of excellence and of winning. So, no question, Mike, there was a very clear mission, a clear path to landing on Vrabel and Aaron Glenn, and they think they have their guy for the long term. And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. Greg, when you look at the AFC South, there's an appreciation for what the Houston Texans have done. With different quarterbacks, a couple of different head coaches. They've really been the team over the last several years that has been the team to beat in this division. And for the others, there's been moments. The question is, what pieces can they put together to try to knock Houston off the top?
Yeah, and you know, nobody wants to be in a group, right, Mike? Your coach got fired probably for a reason. You're drafted at the top of the draft order for a reason. Typically means things didn't go great. But if you're going to rebuild, I'll tell you, you want to do it in a division where there's a lot of wins on your schedule. And that's certainly the AFC South over the last couple of years. So as bad as things feel with your Jacksonville and Tennessee, the fact that there's not a big dog in your division, your ability to find yourself climbing up the ladder is not as far as away as it might seem in the moment.
And Greg, I've heard you say a bunch of times, if you have a quarterback, you have a chance. Well, both of these teams at the bottom of the division last year, Jacksonville and Tennessee, they've got #1 overall picks as their quarterbacks. One who's been around for a bit in Trevor Lawrence and one who's recently been drafted in Cam Ward. They have to be #1 overall pick performers for these teams to come challenge at the top.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And with Trevor Lawrence, Mike, we've seen him play top-tier, #1 overall, got a big new contract. We've seen him play franchise quarterback level ball. It just hasn't been frequent enough. And then, of course, in Tennessee with Cam Ward, we're not sure what it's going to look like, but we knew in college he was incredible. So if they get the Cam Ward we saw last year at Miami, if he brings that culture-changing presence on and off the field, Tennessee higher up that list.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
From a little further back, here's 2nd and goal.
At the 1-yard line.
Here's Ward. He's able to put the pass on the money. Easy 6 points.
This taken at the 5. Yeah. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Dolphins offense going to get it one final time in this first half. They trail now 14-3, so an 11-point deficit as they start things out with 1st and 10. And
at the 24-yard line.
brought in motion. Halftime coming up. We'll get you down to Scott Hanson and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Today is the day we've been working towards all summer, the debut of our new halftime show. So without further ado, let's roll. Our trip around the NFL starts now, and it starts with a good one in the AFC West. And here's a man coming off 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons, Najee Harris. A brilliant catch and run for the touchdown. The Chiefs begin their search for a 4th straight Super Bowl appearance. They get the victory in Week 1. From there, why don't we go to South Philly, look in on the Eagles as they're hosting the Dallas Cowboys. And it's Brock Purdy. On target to his tight end, that's Pat Freiermuth, touchdown. The Cowboys come out on top, and Brian Schottenheimer has his first W as the head coach of Big D. Lastly, let's go down to the Big Easy, the New Orleans Saints hosting the Arizona Cardinals. And it's the man who missed all of 2024 due to injury. He's back, Elijah Mitchell. He's been terrific in the first half, this the first of his 2 touchdown runs. Time for a look here at the rest of the games going on and what's to come here in Week 1 of the new NFL season. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been back and forth to this point. No reason to expect anything different in the second half. As we send you back out to the broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. We welcome you back on EA Sports for quarter number 3. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. From the 6, here comes a return. His way across the 25-yard line. The Dolphins offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. You know, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the years. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going for it on 4th down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if I kicked a touchback, they got the ball at the 20. It wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off when I could give you the ball at the 35? Or even if I fail down there tight in the red zone on the 3, you now possess the ball inside your own 5-yard line. So I think that's an element now that's causing offenses to go for more touchdowns, kick less field goals, because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more favorable territory.
You know, the other rule that is adjusted are overtimes in the regular season will mirror playoff overtime. Each team getting the ball. I'm so happy, Greg, because it just felt so incomplete when a team got to overtime, but then their offense, which may be the best part of the team, never got on the field.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. And you hear everyone saying, oh, well, just get a stop. Well, you know, it's that legendary game between Mahomes and Josh Allen where neither team stopped anyone. It was just an offensive touchdown festival. So you won a coin toss and you get the ball. Well, the other team's defense hadn't gotten a stop the whole game. If Josh Allen got the ball first, he probably would have scored on a walk-off. So I love the idea of both teams getting the ball. If the game is good enough to go to overtime, let's finish it. We don't need to be in a rush. There's no curfew. Let's let the guys finish it on the field. A lot more similar to how the regular game goes and not have significantly different game flow come over.
Hill brought in motion. Swift. Touchdown! Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, the offense does their job.
In trouble, and down he goes.
So they decide to put the ball in the air, which I don't mind on this 2-point try, but execution was just a little bit off, and it's not going to work out in their favor this time around.
This will be returned from the 6. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin then. The home team's offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. You know, Greg, early on, it's always new faces in different places. Off-season movement, what caught your eye?
I think there's so many good ones. Right? You talk about Stephon Diggs. He ends up in New England, and Cooper Kupp now. He's moving on to Seattle from the Rams. But I think it's the guy the Rams signed to replace him, Davante Adams. I know he's not the youngest anymore, but watching him play in New York with Aaron Rodgers last year with the Jets, he can still run. He can still make every catch. He can still go up and compete at the high point. I think you put Davante Adams with Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, in that offense run by Sean McVay. I think that's a sneaky, maybe not a sneaky because he's a really household name, but I think that's a great signing by the Rams.
And always interesting from the offseason, the quarterback movement and unique ties. Some of the biggest names were or now are Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, and now the guy that is going to line up behind center for Seattle, Mike, is Sam Darnold. And, of course, we all saw that incredible season he had last year in Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson and that really dynamic Vikings offense. So now he goes to Seattle. I think he's going to have an inspired Cooper Kupp. He was let go from the Rams. He's healthy. He's a big weapon. Jackson Smith-Njigba. He has some pieces in that puzzle that he can push the ball downfield to. So I'm excited to see Sam. That's what everyone thought he was going to be coming out of college. And he was a high draft pick for the New York Jets.
And that's going to be a goes down. Brady Jarrett starting the season with a bang. His second sack in the season opener. Out of the gun, it's Wilson.
Move on to the next play.
He's going to look for the home run ball. That is brought in. And he'll be marked down at the 15-yard line.
43 yards. First down, Dolphins.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second down, 8 yards to go. Hill brought in motion. Play action. It's Wilson. A marker comes in as he goes down. It is a sack, and that flag definitely in the area of holding. They need one right now. 3rd and long. Now Russ. And he finds Tyreek. He's getting brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
They send a receiver in motion left. They'll go. It's Swift. And that's not going to work. The defense comes up with a 4th down, 4th quarter stand, and forces a turnover on downs. On 1st and 10, Ward. That's a short one, caught by Bowers. And he's out of bounds. Gain of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd down at the 10-yard line.
Shotgun snap for Ward. To the middle of the field, caught by Higgins. 1st and 10.
9 yards. That's good for a first down.
On the zone read, they hand it to Chubb. And this will gain a couple of yards up to the 22-yard line.
He was taken down at the 22-yard line.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
Throwing is Ward. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
3rd down and 8 yards to go.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings.
Back to throw is Ward. And that is incomplete.
When you get the ball in this situation, what you're looking to do is not only end the drive with a touchdown to put the game away, but you'd love to chew up some clock. So with that incomplete pass now likely putting an end to this series, That's a big opportunity for them to try to close this game out.
Out comes Miami and the offense to get started on their next drive. They'll begin with terrific starting field position. It gets going with 1st and 10. Down the sideline, past the 40. And he's going to be brought down, but not until he gets inside the 35.
A gain of 21 yards. And the Dolphin first down.
On 1st down, they give it right back to Swift. This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap. Not this one. They stop him for no gain.
A loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd down. At the 33-yard line.
On 2nd down, Russ. That's the left side, pulled in by Higbee. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
5 yards.
Time now becoming a factor as we get to 3rd down. Back to throw. Wilson. Oh, in trouble, and down he goes.
Russell Wilson.
The linebacker, Matt Milano, working his way in to register his first sack of the new season.
52-yard attempt.
This one has plenty of legs, and it is good. And they inch a bit closer here in this 4th quarter.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. The lead is 2, and they're going to try to make something happen here. Starting with a 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play.
2nd down.
Second and 5. They'll drop to throw. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down. Over the middle and take it in. He's got it. And now at 152, the defense will pull the plug there as they take a timeout. Here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 40.
From the gun, here's Ward. That is into the hands of Allen downfield. Now Miami going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the 1st down. Again, it's Ward. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
To the air again. Ward. Well, here down the field will fall incomplete. So after 2 straight incompletions, here's 3rd and 10.
10 yards to go.
Throwing again is Ward. He's got it at the 7. And he will easily pick up the 1st down. They've got 1st and goal coming up.
That's another.
Ward to throw again. He pulls it in around the 5.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Ready, set.
The ball right on the 5-yard line. 2nd down and goal. Here's a handoff to Chubb. And he'll get about halfway there. That's a gain of 2. Down to the 2.
Down at the 2-yard line.
Big play coming up. 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal.
Out of the gun, Ward. That's going to be broken up in the end zone. Incomplete. There was no space to fit that one in. And now here comes 4th and goal.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. Well, after that 3rd down incomplete.
And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play.
exactly how you stress all week finishing a game. Get the ball and leave no doubt. But that late touchdown, Mike, that should all but just seal this victory away.
Now, an important extra point here to maybe salt this one away. His kick is good. And his guys will make it a two-score game as they are now up 9.
Visitors 12.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Dolphins offense starting to try out for this next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Russ. There's a short one taken in by Higbee. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Brings up 2nd and inches.
The clock under 20, he spikes it with 18 seconds remaining. This crowd, they're trying to force a false start. What noise before 3rd and inches. From the gun, it's Wilson. And it looks like he's going to have a 1st down. Nothing fancy there. Short completion, but it yields a fresh set of downs. Another try, 2nd and 10. Hill brought in motion. On 2nd down, here's Wilson. He's going to take a shot down the field. And he'll be brought down there, and that'll put a wrap on this one. Time has expired in this 4th quarter. So the fans going to head home happy. It's a win for the hometown squad. They move to 1-0, getting the victory to begin the new campaign. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.